The Volquest 2-minute drill is brought to you by Craven Wings.
Craven Wings 2-minute drill alongside Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. Brent, you look at, talking to Willie Martinez today, a lot more bodies, a lot more depth. Still trying to figure out the pecking order, not firm on a depth chart at this point.
No, and you didn't expect him to be, and that's kind of Willie Martinez's nature. He's not going to be that way. So not a surprise there. I think the biggest takeaway was he talked about they have to play more bodies and even have to force that a little bit. We've heard some other coaches say, we're not forcing it. Willie Martinez made it clear he had to earn it, but they're trying to force guys into earning it by the way they're rotating guys throughout this fall camp here, because they just have to play more bodies than they played a year ago.
One guy that continues to get a lot of praise, someone we heard from today, that's Christian Charles. Played safety last year, moved to corner in spring, has stayed at corner in fall camp.
Yeah, and just a guy who's a good athlete, who's a good football player. He was a high school quarterback, played safety last year, picked it up really quickly, got hurt, didn't play as much. They flipped him to corner. He didn't, I can't do this, or didn't play out, or say I want to play here. He's like, hey, whatever you need to play me, I'm ready to go. Has embraced corner. A very conscientious, smart football player. Perfect? No. As he mentions, he's got to focus on the details so you don't have that one slip up to give up a big play. But he's a very conscientious, smart football player, very level-headed kid.
Your biggest takeaway from listening to Brandon Turnage today? Willie talked about how he can play all the positions, but sometimes when you can play them all, you don't really have a home.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is maturity. From the standpoint is, I asked him, what was it like? You get all that accolades last year from South Carolina, then you don't play. That's got to be tough, right?
Yeah.
So you think it's not gonna, and he just said, you know what? You sit back and you learn. There were guys ahead of me who were veteran players who knew more. When they got healthy, it was time for them to play. I was really impressed with his maturity and the way he spoke today about being versatile and playing that to his advantage. If he needs to play, star, corner, wherever, he can do that. And right now he's focusing at corner, and obviously he's an intelligent player. And when you know Willie Martinez, as we do, we've covered him multiple times, those smart guys are kind of the guys that sort of ascend to the top for Willie Martinez. Theo Jackson played last year. He's a good athlete, not necessarily an elite athlete. It was his knowledge of the game and understanding of things that put him in a position to have the year he had.
One player that's looking to replace Theo Jackson at that star position is Tamarion McDonald, and he continues to get praise from players, get praise from coaches, and it just seems like he's grown up in year 3.
Yeah, he's probably my biggest surprise, Austin. If you told me back in the spring he was going to be, the leading candidate or one of the leading candidates to be the star player to replace Theo Jackson, I'd have probably lost that bet. And I think that's a credit to Tamarion McDonald, the work he's put in to learn that position. As Willie Martinez said, his high school tape, he's an in-the-box kind of downhill run support guy, not necessarily a space guy. He's learned how to play in space. And as Willie Martinez said, he's a product of the growth of special teams. Right? Christian Charles a year ago, what's the first thing he does? Makes a play on special teams and then continues to play more. That's something Tamarion McDonald did. He played really well on special teams a year ago, got all those reps in the spring while everybody else was standing watching, and it's paid dividends for him.
That's the Craven Wings 2-minute drill. Remember, 2 locations, Seymour and Choteau. Hit them up this weekend for some great food.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.